The accepted version of Ike's exploits goes like this. His gift for leadership and wealth of combat experience make him the perfect choice to command the Allied forces in Europe during World War II, mainly because his combat experience makes him a brilliant strategist. No, sir. The surprising truth is that in his 38 years of duty, Ike never sees active combat.
Until World War II, Eisenhower never heard a shot fired in anger.
That was never Ike's plan. After graduating from West Point in 1915, he's itching to get into World War I. But his bosses recognize that he has a natural talent for preparing others for battle.
He was told he was too important, that he had to stay in the United States to train tankers.
And this is something that will come back to haunt his career later on. He's often criticized by contemporaries because he did not experience combat during the First World War.
You're probably wondering how a guy who never sees combat becomes World War II's supreme Allied commander. That story takes shape between the wars, when Ike, a gifted organizer, rises as one of the Army's best staff officers. He assists more flamboyant top brass like George S. Patton and Douglas MacArthur, becoming an indispensable master of military logistics.
And so that skill, although somewhat less sexy and somewhat less interesting and intriguing, that was nevertheless a skill that was equal in importance to the skilled and gifted combat leader who could close with and destroy the enemy.
But that's not how Ike sees it. Instead, he feels like he's going nowhere and considers resigning his commission. The Second World War changes everything. When Army Chief of Staff George Marshall has to select his supreme Allied commander, Eisenhower, now a major general, is on his short list. Marshall knows the right man for the job won't be a veteran of combat, but rather a master of planning and logistics. And no one is better at that than Ike.
As Eisenhower leaves the office, he turns around and flashes his famous Eisenhower smile. And that kind of makes Marshall realize that this would be the man that has the temperament to take over the command in Europe and deal with all of our allies.